Hey guys, it's Georgia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If y'all are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be fixing up an old American Girl doll that I found at the thrift store. So yeah, I hope you guys like this and let's get started. Alright, so this is the American Girl doll that I thrifted from Savers a couple weeks ago. I did check her neck before purchasing, and she does have the American Girl doll stamp on her neck, as well as a tag that says American Girl with the year she was made, stuff like that. Aside from the matting and just overall like some light grime from her being a secondhand doll, she was not in bad condition. When I checked, she does have 2013, which would have been the Girl of the Year Isabelle, and I think this matches her, so I'm assuming it's Isabelle. So the first thing that I had to clean, obviously, was her hair, since that was the main concern. This doll did come with these pink extensions that are clipped in with almost like a bra strap clip for any of the girls out there. So I just removed that really quickly and figured it would be easier that way. Starting with that extension, I'm just dematting all of the hair that was on this doll, since again that was my main concern when purchasing. So I'm just starting from the furthest away from any seams, moving up slowly but surely with a fine-tooth comb, just because I didn't want to pull any of the knots down further and cause too much breakage. With any doll, there's going to be a little bit of breakage, but I'm just trying to make sure there's as little as possible. Next, going in to work on the wig, so the hair on the actual head of this doll, I did a very similar procedure using that fine-tooth comb and brushing from the bottom closer and closer to the wig base or the head of the doll, whatever you want to call it. Just sort of doing section by section so that I didn't have too much in my hand at any one moment. As I got closer to the part of her hair that would be out once her hairstyle was done, and just sort of that top layer, I did try to define that part and make it as clean as possible. It was very difficult because, like I said, this is a secondhand doll, so I'm not sure exactly how the wig was made, but it does not look like it is in pristine condition. But after a long time of trying to brush out as many mats as possible, again going from the bottom up so there's as least damage, I can go in and wash her hair. I don't normally wash like my personal American Girl doll's hair, just because I know where they are. They've just been in my basement. Me and my sister used them, some of our friends, but with secondhand, it's best to just wash anything that you can, especially because you don't know what it's coming from, any allergens, bacteria, anything like that. So I am just going in, since this is like hair, I know it's not real hair, but it is doll hair. I'm using real shampoo and conditioner, just using a little bit of that to try and get it as, detangled and as clean as possible, since I don't want any sort of dust, grime. It was like a little greasy. I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but you could tell there was something on the hair that was not supposed to be there. Once I did get the shampoo done, it was all nice and clean, but was still very stringy and straw-like. So I am going in with the matching conditioner of the little Herbal Essence travel size thing that I got at Walmart, and just move it, like massaging that in before rinsing it out, just giving her that extra level of smoothness in the hair. And with that done, I did go in and follow this exact same process on the extension. Like I said, the extension, if anything too bad happened to it, I could always buy another one, since I did see a bunch of people selling these on Mercari and eBay for relatively cheap. With her hair still damp from the wash, I am going through one more time, again defining that part, because I figured with the wet hair it was easier for it to stay where I put it, and it was going to just be easier for me to see exactly what I'm working with. I obviously wanted to style the hair because I don't want it to just be, this exact same way. So I am going through and separating the hair from above where that extension would go in, since you could see the little clips earlier, and below, using just a small claw clip to hold that top section up. I am going through and I'm going to be drying the hair while I use a straightening iron to get rid of any last minute frizz. Me and my sister, like I said, we had American Girl dolls when we were younger, and my sister really liked to do their hair, stuff like that. She was also really bad with curly hair, and most of hers had that, so she would straighten the hair. And one of the salon workers at the American Girl salon one time when we went said that it was okay to use heat products on their hair, so either flat iron or a curling iron, as long as the hair was damp. So I figured since she was just out of the bath in a way, this was the perfect time to do it. So I did go through with as small sections as I possibly could, sort of going layer by layer with a couple inches from that layer at a time, and using the hair straightener on the lowest possible setting. So for my personal straightener, I think it was at like 200, which seemed to work pretty well. Once I had that bottom section all nice, flat, dry, everything like that, I did go in and attach the extensions back, and I'm going to be doing that part before I go in with the top. The extensions were a little difficult just because when I was younger, none of the dolls had hair dye, so I didn't know if that was going to make a difference, and it didn't really seem to, other than some of the like water droplets that fell down on my leg were a little bit pink, but I still feel like it is clearly vibrant, and it didn't do much more damage to the hair on the extension than the hair on the actual doll head did. After each time I did straighten through on any part of this doll, I just went in through with the brush to make sure that everything was how I wanted it before, turning off the straightener and just leaving it as it was. Once I finished the bottom and the extensions, I went in, I just clamped that together to keep it out of the way almost while I went in with the top section, making sure that I get that part, making sure I get everything how I wanted, since the top is clearly going to be the part that is the most visible when displaying her or when I give her away to a new home. I haven't fully decided yet. This part was a little bit more difficult just because you are so much closer to the vinyl on the head, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't burn or melt the vinyl in any way, but since it also is clearly the visible part, I wanted to make sure I got as much of the hair flat as possible so I didn't have any flyaways, any breakaways, anything still too frizzy. So it was a time-consuming process, but at the end of the day, it was worth it because she looks 10 million times better than she did when I first found her in that Savers. But yeah, like I said, just going through very quickly, I'm trying, while this is obviously sped up, I did try to only keep the straightener on her hair for, I think, maybe 10 seconds each round. So I would go over it multiple more times, but it was gone over maybe 3 or 4 times at only 10 seconds each. So I had a little break in between so that there was not any breakage, no damage, nothing could melt or really get messed up while I was fixing and finishing her hair. Once I got everything straightened, I am going through, brushing her out one last time. Again, making sure I didn't miss any sections. There's nothing too wet, nothing too frizzy still, and there are quite a few little flyaways, but her hair looks much, much nicer than before. It is silky and smooth and can move as opposed to being matted. However, like I said, there are still a lot of flyaways, and as you can see, just from her being played with previously, me finding her at a thrift store, and all the dematting and fixing of her hair, there is a little bit of breakage where it is clearly not even on the bottom, since some of it goes down near her knees, and it's supposed to be right at her hip. So I am just going in with fabric scissors, not to change her hairstyle, but I am just trimming up those little fray ends, little split ends, whatever you want to call them, to make sure the hair is all one nice single length. Finishing touches for this doll, I am just wiping her down with a basic Clorox wipe. Like I said, there was a little bit of grime, and you can see on her face in a minute, there was a little bit of glitter. I believe the previous owner tried to put makeup on her, something like that, and it's not bad. I didn't get all of it off, but it just looks and feels much better. Like I said, this was an Isabelle, but she was not in her original outfit. Luckily, I did find it on Mercari for relatively cheap. She was a Dancer Girl of the Year in 2014, so this is the outfit she came with. Luckily, those shoes she had on at the thrift store were her original shoes. But once I put her in the pants and I got the shirt on her, her whole little outfit situated, she is finally done and looking back to her original self. I am really proud with how this came out. Like I said, I had American Girl dolls when I was younger, so I remember playing with them. It was very nostalgic getting to fix one up rather than just play with it, since I used to do hairstyles on them anyway. But I did enjoy doing this. If you guys wanted to see more American Girl dolls getting fixed up, I have a couple of those in my basement that could definitely use some love. I also have plenty of other types of dolls. I could go out thrifting for one again. If there's a certain character you guys would want to see, just let me know down in the comments and I can hunt for her or him and try to figure out how to fix them up. But yeah, I hope you guys did like this video. I know that I did. Like always, you can find all my other social medias with me and all my friends down below, where you can see more than the every 3 weeks I post on here. And my Mercari and Etsy are also linked down below, where you may see some items that have been in a previous video or will be in a future video. But like I said, if you like it, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see next. Thank you so much. Bye.